Welcome to Hustle and Glow, the podcast where we keep it real, keep it fun, and keep you empowered.
We're your hosts, Lauren and Chloe, bringing you raw, unfiltered conversations about fitness, nutrition, wellness, motherhood, marriage, entrepreneurship, and all the things that make life beautifully messy.
Now we know life isn't always easy, but guess what? You're not alone. We all go through tough shit, but we refuse to let it drag us down.
So grab your coffee, wine, or protein shake, and let's glow through what we gotta go through together. Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Chloe and Lauren with Hustle and Glow. We're so excited that you are here with us listening today. We are really excited about the topics that we have today for you, and we're going to start off with fitness and lifestyle. And I want to talk about our fitness journeys. We want to call it the glow up and the grind, right? So Lauren, tell us a little bit about how you got into your fitness journey and leading you to teach others.
Okay. I'm going to try and make it quick because it's kind of a long story.
Okay.
And it starts when I was a child.
Let's hear it.
Okay. So I was a fat kid. Have I ever showed you the picture?
No, I'm dying to see.
Okay.
I'm sure you were adorable.
Not really. But, well, I'm sure my parents thought I was, right? So I have this picture of me when I was a kid, and my hair, I don't know what my mother was thinking with this hairdo. It was literally just like a little afro. It was just like short and like curly, and
like
I had
1960s, like the little bob.
Shorter than a bob. It was bad. But either way, I had the little weird haircut. I had glasses. I had braces. And I probably was like 10 pounds less than what I weigh now when I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
I was wearing a size 12 in women's at 10 years old.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And, yeah, it wasn't a good look. So like starting with my nutrition journey, I would go home from school and eat like a sleeve of Oreos and then have dinner, and dinners weren't always the greatest either because both of our parents worked and we were eating, TV dinners and like frozen stuff and whatever. So, one day after school, I was watching Oprah, and Oprah was talking about the new low-fat diet.
Uh-huh.
And talking about how it's better if we eat lower fat and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I'll try it, right? So I tried it, and I lost 30 pounds over the summer between 6th and 7th grade. And, it worked for me. But I became, like, obsessed with it. Like, I was very restrictive, and it became more of, like, a crutch control thing. I was limiting the grams of fat that I ate to like 18 grams a day.
Yeah.
So that was not enough at all, and I was super skinny. I remember one day my mom was like, "You are a bag of bones," and she went and she bought me an Italian hoagie, and or I guess you guys call it subs or whatever, but she made me eat the hoagie in front of her. But it was so loaded with mayo and oil and all the saturated fats, the cheeses, the processed meat. I immediately became sick and had to run to the bathroom and was sick to my stomach. So that was kind of like my foray into like realizing I knew that I was unhealthy. I knew that I was overweight. I didn't like the way that I looked. I did something about it. Wasn't necessarily, the right thing to do, the healthiest thing to do, but it got the weight off, right? So since then, I've always been a cheerleader. I was always, athletic. I danced, I cheered. So I was always active, but then fast forward to, I guess, my early 20s, again, fell into kind of not a sedentary lifestyle at all. I was still working out, still going to the gym, but I also found happy hour to be much more appealing than going to the gym after work, right? So I'd be like...
marketing in the name,
yeah,
right?
literally, my gym was 2 blocks away from my office, but I was like, I think I'd rather go to happy hour instead. So started like slacking off a little bit. And I'm from Philadelphia, as you know, so indulging in cheesesteaks and hoagies and pizza and, you know, all of the Philadelphia soft pretzels and all of these delicious things that are really not the best for you. So gained a little bit of weight in my early 20s, but, you know, was able to, you know, basically table it and started, you know, working out again. And I always said I wanted to be a fitness instructor, but I think I just didn't have the confidence. I just didn't really think that I had the ability to do it, or maybe I was nervous about being in front of people, or I didn't think that people would really listen to me, or I didn't think I was good enough, or whatever, right? And it wasn't until I met Mike, my husband, and him and I, like, part of our thing was we're both very active people. We like going to the gym. We like working out. We like eating a clean diet. So that's kind of one thing that we really bonded over. So we used to go to the gym together after work, and that was like our weeknight dates, right, to go to the gym. And one day he said to me, he's like, Lauren, you're the best person in your Zumba class. He's like, literally, people are watching you, not the instructor. The instructor stops and points to you, and you are leading the class already. He's like, just go get certified and get paid to teach instead of paying to go. And so I was like, yeah, man, you're right. Yeah. So I did it. And it was also like a comeback queen thing because I had just had reconstructive surgery on my foot. So I was actually on bed rest and couldn't work out for 3 months. And so not only was I just getting back to the gym, then I went and got certified to teach Zumba. And it was just like a great confidence boost for me, and I immediately got hooked. So after getting certified for Zumba, I went back and got certified in HIIT, then I got certified in cycling, then I got certified in boot camp, and then I got my nutrition certification. So I have all these certifications now. I love what I do. From there, I just started teaching at like a billion different gyms, and I was teaching at one point at like 6 different gyms, and then COVID hit. And one of my clients said to me, if this gym shuts down, I need you to go online. I need you to go virtual, and I'll pay you for it. And so I was like, shit, like, how do I do that, right? Like, I don't know what Zoom, like, at that time, I didn't know anything about, like, Zoom or, you know, aligning the music with the video or how to get people to sign up. And I learned real quick. I built myself a website. I made it membership based. I learned how to use Zoom. Thank God Mike is a musician, so he understood like how to hook the music up with the Zoom and make that work. Because I don't know if you remember, but like when COVID first happened and everybody was using Zoom, the sounds would get really muffled on videos. Like you would have to do like original sound for musicians or something like that. And light travels faster than sound, so we had to figure out how to make it work together. But Mike did it for me, and 5 years later, I still have my website. I still have my members. I'm still doing online fitness classes every single day. Yeah. In addition to that, I teach at the gym. I teach now at a resort on St. Pete Beach. I teach at a rec center. So I'm still very, very active. I love teaching. It kills me now to think like that I didn't have the confidence or I didn't think that I could do it, 10, 15 years ago. Like I could have been doing this thing that I really, really love for a lot longer, but it's okay, and I'm happy right now.
I know how you feel. And how would you say that your eating schedule is? Because you obviously need a lot of fuel to get through your days. Like especially when you're going multiple locations at once, you're on the road.
Yeah.
Like, how do you manage that?
Yeah, it is hard. Especially like the past couple of days I've been working wellness events, and it's like go, 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 go for 6 hours straight, and you don't really have the time to stop and eat. And then so if I'm teaching 2 or 3 fitness classes plus going to these events and not having time to eat, it's really, really hard. I get real hangry, girl. I get real hangry. And Mike will be like, oh, here she comes. I actually told him the other day, I said, you need to come up with a hangry name for me.
Yeah. Has he come up with one?
Well, I recommended Lorena, but then he did come up with like a couple, but nothing has stuck yet. So I'll have to.
I'm gonna think on that too.
Yeah, we'll have to work on
I
that.
don't think I've ever seen you hangry, which is surprising. You know?
I try not to. I mean, I'm similar to you where I pack snacks and like even like today, we're filming today and Mike said to me, you're not going to be home for lunch because he makes me lunch usually, and he's like, you're not going to be home for lunch, make sure you pack a lunch. So I did. I made myself some tuna fish. But yeah, so as far as eating, I mean, definitely I think I'm eating cleaner now than I ever have in my life. Like I'm not on a diet. I'm just eating clean, and like I make sure that I have tons of protein in the morning. I put protein in my coffee. I put protein in my spinach smoothie after I work out. So I'm getting like 45 grams of protein before 9 a.m., before 10 a.m. And then, just eating lean meats, eating throughout the day. I do technically, I guess, eat 3 meals, but when I'm hungry, I eat. I don't go overboard if I'll grab a handful of nuts or I have like a little protein bar or whatever. But when I'm hungry, I eat, and when I'm full, I stop eating.
That's me in the off season, basically.
Yeah.
Too, yeah.
So let's hear about your story.
Thank you, Lauren. So I would say I was very lucky genetics-wise when, growing up. Like, I have a slim frame. I did not have to deal at a young age with any weight issues. My mother, she was a great cook, and she did make, fish and steak and, pasta. And, she was one of those moms, though, that is like, you need to finish what's on your plate.
My parents were like that too.
And I'm like that now too,
Yeah.
unfortunately, for the most part,
For the
like
most
within
part.
reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say, I had a good appetite. I was actually so slender that people called me anorexic. They said, you must be anorexic or bulimic.
So it was just like your metabolism was really fast.
Yeah, I was a dancer too. I was in ballet, so I have that like rib flare, right? And so people see your ribs, and they're like, "Oh, she's got to be way too skinny," But remember, I'm European, so we're just built a little different sometimes. So anyway, but the thing is, like, I didn't have any knowledge on macros, like what's a protein. Like I kind of like loosely knew what a protein, carb, and fat is, but I didn't know about calorie intake, any of that. But I was an active kid. I did karate or taekwondo, did taekwondo. I did tennis. I did dance.
So you were extremely active.
Yes. And then when I was 18, I went into modeling. I'm like, oh, well, I'm just so slender. I guess I'll try modeling.
You don't even have to work at it.
Exactly. I know. It's hilarious because I remember, like, doing a few photo shoots, and after, like, going to Taco Bell or going to McDonald's, which is, like,
Oh, God.
so bad.
Yeah.
But, you're so young, it doesn't really affect you. I didn't eat it that much. So.
Yeah.
But that's funny.
Would you say that you were, like...
shudder at that now.
Right. Would you say that you were, like, skinny fat? Like, how people say skinny fat? Like, people that can, like...
No, I don't know. I mean, I had some muscle tone because of my activity.
Right.
So, no, I wouldn't say yet. I did end up turning skinny fat for sure at one point. All right, so, yeah, went into modeling. And then, I mean, really, up until when I moved to Florida, just kind of like ate, drank what I want, didn't think about sugar intake, nothing. And then one day, I met this guy, Jonathan. And it was when I was working as a cocktail waitress. Sounds like an 80s song. You were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. In fact, that was one of our songs. So I met him as I was working there, and I was about to leave to become a flight attendant. And he asked me out. I said, I can't. I'm actually leaving next week to Fort Lauderdale for training. And he goes, well, I'm going to be doing a surgery in Fort Lauderdale. He traveled for work. He said, how about I take you out, right? So I remember agreeing to that. I moved down to Fort Lauderdale. I'm living in the Crown Plaza, and I'm poor as shucks. Like, I'm so poor. I'm living off oatmeal, ramen noodles. Like, they didn't pay me yet till I finished training, and I was like,
oh my God,
barely getting by.
Were they paying for you to live at the hotel?
Yeah, they were paying for that. They
Okay.
were paying for the accommodation, but I literally didn't have any food. I could only buy the cheapest food to have around. And so roundabout the time came when he was down and he came to take me out to dinner. He took me to J. Alexander, which is the steakhouse. It was so hungry.
Were you like,
I was really trying to be ladylike, but I was probably like that girl on White Chicks. I'll take the onion rings and the calamari and the ribeye. What are you having? Anyway, he could obviously tell that I was so hungry and excited, right? I wasn't playing it cool. I was starry-eyed. He's like, here, have another cranberry vodka. So, I remember, just feeling that final satiation, right, from being able to eat and the taste of good food again, right? So, anyway, I ended up moving back to Tampa. I had hurt my foot during flight attendant, so I got out of it.
Similar stories here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And the thing is, it happened at the perfect time because they were about to send me to Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Oh, boy.
Which is funny because you're from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I am not leaving Florida.
Especially not to go to Altoona.
Heck no. And then this foot injury happened. And I'm like, can't go. So I go back to Tampa. He and I pick up. We start dating. And then we move in together. And he is taking me out. He's getting me all the food. Sushi.
You're like, thank God I can eat again.
Good, bad, healthy, not I'm just eating so much. And as we move in together, he knows that I had gone to culinary school, right? Mm-hmm. So he asks me to start making him dinners, right? When I start living with him. Mm-hmm. And he wants something different every night. So
what a needy guy.
I make all my favorite things, right? I make pastas and, beef Wellington and then I'm making baked goods too. Mm-hmm. So in my early 20s, when I moved in with him, after a year, I went from being 123 to 145.
Wow.
It just happened so fast.
And it wasn't muscle.
It was not muscle. I was not working out.
Oh, you weren't working out at
No,
all.
I was not working out. The thing is, his and my relationship was not a healthy one. Mm-hmm. He was a little bit controlling.
Yeah, sounds like it.
He liked me because I was extremely old school, right? As far as gender roles, mm-hmm. right? And so, and that's hard to find all the time here in America. And he wanted a little wifey to cook and clean and, be subservient to him, mm-hmm. right? And I was fitting the bill there. So, as I start gaining weight, I'm like, oh no. I start to notice that mm-hmm. I'm gaining weight. And just want to say, 145 for some people is nothing. But on me,
Right, we're
was,
not tall people.
That was significant, because it wasn't muscle either.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I need to start going to the gym. And he, although in the medical field at that point, was a former personal trainer. So he knew what was happening to me. Mm-hmm. And he knew how I could reverse it. But he actually hindered me from going to the gym. He did not want me to go to the gym at all. He said something one time like, I think you're just trying to get to the gym so you can like look better and leave me or something like that. And
totally insecure.
Yeah, and so I just started walking, and I started losing a little bit of weight from walking, right? But it wasn't everything yet. And then I remember one night we were watching a show, and one of the girls on the show, she had just had twins, and she like obviously had gained weight because she had twins, and she's like 3'5". Is this show called Little Women?
Oh, okay.
So she obviously, had her body had changed naturally, and he said to me, what are you going to do when you have our baby and you've gained weight? And I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, are you going to look like that? And I said, I don't know. I have no idea what to expect there. And he goes, well, what if you do? What are you going to do to change that? And I said to him, well, I'll get a personal trainer. I'll do my best. I'll eat right. He goes, what do you mean do your best? Like, I will work hard. He goes, well, usually when you say that, it doesn't mean shit, right? So he's starting to, attack me, right? And I said to him, all right, I don't like the way you're talking about my body. This is starting to bore me.
Yeah.
I'm requesting that we discontinue this conversation.
Yeah.
And he keeps going. And I said, all right.
It was like he was looking for a fight, right?
I said to him, all right, Jonathan, you ask me one more time, I will take this engagement ring off of my finger and give it back to you. I'm not kidding. And he goes, bet. How are you going to lose all that baby weight?
So he was like, was he trying to break up?
I don't know. It's like, I think he was enjoying the mental anguish that he was putting me through, and he didn't think I would actually go through with it. Because I did rely on him a lot.
Yeah, of course.
I was making maybe $16 an hour at the time, it was... So I took off the engagement ring, and I put it on the table, and I said, okay. And I moved out that night.
Wow.
And that was probably one of my first confident moments.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because he was not respecting my boundaries. He was not respecting me in general. And I could tell over the pattern, of how the past years have been going.
Yeah.
How the dynamic was going to end up, right? So I think that's one of the first times I took a stand for myself and was like, you know what? He doesn't deserve me at my best.
Absolutely not.
Right? So anyway, moved forward, went through my whole, single girl phase after that.
Yeah.
And I remember I wasn't really into working out yet, but when I moved in with my friend Victoria, we had this townhome, and every day after work, I would do laps around our community for maybe 45 minutes a day. And I went from 145 down to 127, right? And so then I was skinny fat, right?
Yeah.
But
because you weren't gaining muscle, you were,
But it's definitely better than where I was.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. So, fast forward, I am with Steve, my now husband.
Yes.
Who who met me when I was, not in the best or the worst part, of my life, physical wise, right? I was kind of like right in the middle, like pretty good, healthy, like not bad. But still, just I would do yoga. I would attempt to do HIIT workout. I wasn't a huge fan of that. Like I didn't know about form, anything like that. And Steve is a personal trainer.
Right.
And he's very educated. Actually, I'm wearing his shirt today. Look, it says Stronger with Steve. Does he have his new shirts? So he really was starting to teach me, like without being over the top.
Right.
Of what these things are.
Yeah.
Like macros and calories and yada, yada, yada. So I started strength training, feeling more comfortable. And then one day I go through this rabbit hole on YouTube. I go down a rabbit hole on YouTube, and I discover the world of bodybuilding, but for bikini competitors. Yeah. And I didn't even know about this.
Oh, you didn't know it was a thing?
I always thought that it was like the big one, the big muscle men, big muscle women that are, enhanced, right? And I'm like, whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Like, this is the next level of fitness that I want to be at. Like, these women are so beautiful. They look so glamorous. It's polished. I love the confidence that they have. Mm-hmm. So I remember it was just a few months after we got married. And I texted Steve, I really want to do this. And this is why, Mm-hmm. And he goes, okay, well, I'm not opposed to it, So he and I signed up for it together, and we met my coach, who I'm using again now, Coach Steve Matanti with Team Redefine. And then the real obsession and love started there. Just, really learning what my body truly needs and how it responds, right? It's amazing. And just seeing the results because of you being like proactive, not like eyeballing it or guessing it. It's a science, right? And so first prep, did the meal plan. I followed it, I want to say like 90% of the time. There was like a couple times me and Steve went, to celebrate something, right? But still, like, finally the show day comes and you have your bikini and you're ready, you feel confident, you've done the photo shoots, and I was just going up there to, like, do this for me, right? Didn't expect anything to come out of it, but I was super just surprised that I did come home with two second place and one first place medal, right? For my first time.
That's awesome.
And I, I've built so much muscle since then. So now after coming back after, a 4-year break and building muscle, I'm really excited to see where it's going to go now. But I definitely appreciate life in both ways. Like, I've had 4 amazing years now of balance, right?
Yeah.
Not binging.
Not restrictive, but not.
No.
Yeah.
Enjoying, within reason, eating, drinking. And now it's time for me to, like, go through that again. And for me, it's almost like a period of, like, self-reflection, self-work.
Yeah.
Kind of like stripping down all the bullshit and, like, putting your armor on for yourself. Some people think it's crazy. I don't know. They're like, I don't know how you can do that. I just really
That's just because they don't think that they could ever do it.
I love the process. I love it. I love how prepared I am. I'm like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be doing my next show this October, and hope you can come.
I'm so excited for you.
Or at least stream it.
Yeah.
Stream it too.
Yeah. Well, I feel like you need to give me like a little bit of pointers of like exactly what this science is, because like, girl, I can't be going on these shows with you and you're starting to get all ripped and cut and I'm just staying the same.
Well, I'll tell you what my diet looks like right now.
Yeah.
And my coach is actually about to send me an updated one, because I just met him for the first time this Tuesday. And he said he's going to send me my new plan, because we're doing a new strategy for this prep.
And why is that?
I'll tell you. It's because this time what he's going to do is have me lean out initially really tight. And then the second half of prep, he's going to be refeeding me a little bit with some cheat meals and treats like that.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a psychological thing. Because not that I would fall off midway. It's more for my husband, to be honest. Because I am Steve's eating and drinking out buddy.
I'm the same way with Mike.
And yep. And this time around, Steve was very apprehensive for me to do another prep, because he enjoys doing these things with me. We're best friends too, right?
Yeah.
And he has other reasons, but that's one of them. And my coach was like, well, what if I make it easier for him, to still be...
Because he's doing it with you again, right?
Yeah.
Just like you guys did 4 years ago. Yeah.
He decided, you're not going to be the only one who's eating like that, and I'm...
Right, but that's good though, because then you're doing it together.
Yeah. I have a big support system this time too. Because not only Steve, but my friend Sarah, and then my friend Ashley and Corey are doing it too.
Oh my God!
So, what the new diet looks like. So, what I did is until I get my new one, I went back to week 1 of my initial one from 4 years ago, which is it's like nostalgic. I don't know, it's so weird. But, it's about 1,400 calories. 1,390 to 1,400, give or take. I haven't cut out my coffee creamer yet. But I'm gonna soon. It starts with eggs and oatmeal in the morning, and then a shake and oatmeal, and then 1 to 3 meals of 3.5 ounces of protein, 2 ounces of potato, or 1/4 cup of rice. And then the 6th meal of the day is eggs again.
That seems like a lot of food though.
I know, it's great. Like, I'm eating every 2 to 4 hours, so that kind of comes around fast. And I'm very blessed to kind of have my own schedule, so I can just like go eat real quick.
Right, that's the thing, is like it's hard to be that regimented.
Yeah, I guess if you're new at it, I mean, my stomach tells me it's like it's time for your meal.
No, that's how I am too. Like my stomach's literally growling right now.
We can eat.
We gotta wrap this up soon, girl.
I brought my meal
You're about to
prep.
see the hangry monster.
I brought my meal prep. We'll have our prep together. But yeah, and then I'm training 5 to 6 days a week.
Okay. And what does your training look like?
So it's a traditional bodybuilder split. So abs and arms one day, shoulders, back 2 different leg days. And then right now it's 20 minutes of cardio after. But unless he has it on this first half of prep, last time I was doing pre-breakfast cardio for different amounts of time depending on where we're at. And that really does take off the problem areas that are being stubborn to go.
So you're doing 20 minutes of cardio before you eat? When you say pre-breakfast? Yeah?
Right.
Okay.
Fasted.
Yeah. Oh.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Right now I'm
That
just
was what
doing
you were
it.
doing.
Yeah. So eventually I'll be doing pre-breakfast cardio.
Okay.
And that's when I'll start looking like Skeletor.
Oh God.
Just during peak week.
Okay.
I'll be looking good up until peak week, and you'll be like, "You all right?"
You're like, I'm so hungry.
Yeah, so that's kind of the deal. I think that it's helped me a lot with confidence too.
Absolutely.
Obviously, you're bearing it all, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, F
Literally.
you, F you, Jonathan.
Yeah. I love both of our stories. I think they both have like similar storylines as far as confidence,
Yeah.
overcoming fear, overcoming maybe rejection and,
Yeah.
and things like that. I didn't even get into my ex the way you did, but I'm sure we'll get into him at some point.
Oh, we'll have a whole episode
Oh God, quite
about
honestly,
toxic narcissists.
yes, yeah, quite honestly, I don't even like talking about him, but I do feel like it's therapeutic in a certain way, and I also know that it's important for other people to hear my story, and it could help someone who's listening. So we'll get into that at some point in time, but I feel like we've told our stories today, so it's time to wrap it up. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. At least fitness-wise, they have a lot to learn more about us.
They do,
Buckle up.
and I'm sure we'll be talking about fitness a lot more too.
Yeah.
Because that's a big part of both of our lives. So
It's the theme, that's for sure. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in today. We can't wait to see you guys next week, and we'll keep you updated on the upcoming topics. If you have any requests, feel free to send us a message.
and I think another thing is, as far as like people who are watching this, if you have any questions about diet, nutrition, exercise, fitness, lifestyle, whatever, like feel free to reach out, because I think both of us are always willing to give advice.
Yes, absolutely. Well, till next time, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Gonna eat?
Yeah, my tuna fish.
How did that go? You think? Pretty
I
good?
hope good. Let's see.
That's a wrap on this episode of Hustle and Glow. If you love what you heard, make sure to hit subscribe, leave us a review, and share this episode with the women that you love.
And don't forget to connect with us on Instagram. We love hearing your stories, questions, and wins. You can find our Instagram handles in the information.
Now, keep hustling, keep glowing, and remember, you are strong, you are capable, and you are never alone.
Until next time, stay fierce and fabulous.